Hi, this is Kunal from Unico Solution. In this video, we are going to cover our last operation, which is the upsert operation, which is basically inserting a new product or updating an existing product. So it's going to be a mix of both the operations together. So let's log into our Informatica Cloud session where we're going to define this task. Let's also log into our Magento application using the admin account so we can verify the products that we are updating and the product we are inserting can be seen in the product catalog into Magento as well. So let's go to the catalog products and see the product that we want to update. So we can see there is this Asian painting brush at the bottom. That's the one we're going to update. We might update the name, the price, SKU ID, so we can decide what we want. So let's look at the CSV file. This is a sample data set that we're going to drive that insert and update operations from. So, and the first row is actually the row for the product that we're going to update, and the second is the new one. So we can change the name of this product from Asian painting brush to say Asian paintbrush. And we're also going to update the price on this product. So you can see this is an existing product. It has ID 63. The second row is actually the new product which we're going to insert. And the last product that was inserted was number 80. So every time we insert a new product, it sequentially increments that number and makes it 81. So we don't need to provide an entity ID. So let's make the price for this one as 200 and save this file. So there is an insert and an update that's going to take place. So let's start defining this task in our Informatica Cloud session. We're going to just call it new and then start defining the task properties. So one would be the name, which is going to be a completely unique name, which is going to be giving the task as well as the operation. So it's going to be a Magento product update and insert task. So as long as you can give it something unique. And then provide the description which matches your task name that you're going to perform an add or an update operation on the Magento products. And in case of the task operation down the drop-down list, we're going to select the appropriate action for the upsert as the task operation for this task. And let's move on to the next one, which is a source. So source is again a flat CSV file. So the source connection would be the Magento flat file connection. So let's select that from our drop down of connectors that are already created, the flat file connector. And the source object is the CSV file, which is the input file, which contains the two rows, one for an insert and one for update that we already created. Now this is going to preview the data, and let's move on to the target. So now the target is the Magento connection that was created in the very first video. That's going to be the Magento demo connection because we're going to update the Magento system, the products in the Magento system. So the target object is going to be the products table, and that will generate the preview of all the data that is there in a products table in the Magento system. So that usually takes a little time depending on how much data it is, and the preview would be generated for all that data set. And now let's move on to the data filters. Mostly in the demos, we haven't tried the data filters yet, but that's mostly about how many rows we want. So we're going to process all the rows. And let's go on to the field mapping. Field mapping is again column to column mapping between the source and the target. We can change the sequence, we can change the ordering. But for the demo purposes, we haven't altered any of these columns between the source and target. And next and the final is the scheduling. So we can either schedule it to run at a specific time, like we can schedule it every hour, every day. And right now we're going to just do it on demand. So we're going to save and run so that it executes right away. And because we want to make sure that we can verify that this works. And these are the rest of the value fields that anybody can play with, and we have documentation for these. You can refer to that and what the other fields does. But let's just save and run for now. So this will again take us to the activity monitoring screen where we see the activity, the task has started executing with the start time. And once it completes, it tells you what time it executed, what time, how long it took, and how many rows were processed. Like for the sample set, again, it's two rows, one as an insert and an update. So we should see basically two rows to be success rows. So that's, we can see it over here that it's completed. The status is success and two rows with the success status numbers. So let's go back into Magento to verify that the update has taken place as well as the insert. And we can look at the logs later. But let's go and see, once we refresh this, it should, instead of being the Asian theme, it should be the Asian paint brush instead of Asian painting brush. And we can see that the new product oil paint is inserted, which has a price of 200. Let's go at the bottom and we say the Asian paint brush is there and the price is 100. So we can just verify once again and compare it to the file that was the input. So let's look at the input file. And yes, so we had 100 for Asian paintbrush and 200 for oil paint. And since we had no number provided, it always gets added at the last one, which is 81. It sequentially keeps on adding it. So we have the right value and the operation was successful. So now we can look at the task definition once again in Informatica Cloud that defines all the properties we have for this task, which is the source and the target, mapping, scheduling. So we can edit any of these tasks once again from here and schedule it to run again and execute it once again. Thank you.